Fellow Dawi with Grudges, welcome back to the THOREK IRONBROW campaign. I am the Heir of Carthage, and wow, you've probably been watching videos mostly like normal for the last couple of weeks on my channel because I uploaded a bunch before I left. I was on vacation for the last 2 weeks. I just got back after I think like about 28 hours or more without sleep, and got settled in, so thank you very much to Appius for providing some content that kind of helped bridge the gap while I was getting more ready. He is fantastic, been a big part of the channel for a long time. Anyway, welcome back to THOREK. We're going to continue the campaign. Sorry it was a few days since the last time you will have seen one of these until you saw this. I'm normally kind of alternating these, and will continue to do so now that I'm back and I can be on a normal video schedule. So let's jump back in. I did take a look at the comments from the last episode in order to kind of get a feel for, okay, is anybody screaming at me for stuff? Since I recorded them kind of all in a big lump, and mostly all the feedback on the last episode was just, hey, Heir, you didn't record your audio. And understandable comment. I have no idea how my voice didn't end up in there. I recorded all these videos almost like in like 2 days, and they were all recorded in big groups, and none of my other videos had odd, like muted commentary. I literally have no clue what happened. Like, none whatsoever. So none of my other videos seemed affected. I will obviously be double checking this one before I release it, but no, it was not intentional for me to release a video in silence. So yes, anyway, here we are. Though you all probably benefited from the silence, so that you didn't have to hear me and all of my lame jokes. Now, I have a ton of money. I think one of the comments that someone had, which was to please raise another army. Yes, we will absolutely be raising another army. That is for sure. And the time is probably here. We're going to be having a lot of fighting going on. If I remember right, I had just... Let's go see who we're at war with, because, I mean, it has been literally 2 weeks since I've played this. And so I need to go remember where we're at diplomacy-wise. So I'm at war with Clan Scryer, the Awakened, no surprise there, and Blue Vipers. I'm trade partners with a lot of different High Elves, and the Empire Expedition, which makes sense. If I remember right, Illyrion and Tyrannok wanted nothing to do with my trade, so good riddance to them. I could become trade partners with some of the lizards. However, basically everybody in Lustria is going to be killed by me. So I'm not planning on having a lot of friends, and so I'm not going to spend a lot of time making friends with all these different characters, because I have no intention to keep any such friendships. We need to take the Turtle Isles. That'll come eventually. If I remember right, though, there's some Skaven I'm going to clear out here, because my currently not enemies are sieging the Altar of the Horn Rat, and it looks like they're also being sieged. So I'm going to wait and see how this plays out, because I really want that next couple of artifacts, but it's Exlodal and Fuming Serpent. So in the meantime, I was going to just kind of snag a few of these Skaven-owned provinces and just increase my wealth, and see what we can do there. I'm going to look at our upgrades here for THOREK. Again, it's been a long time, so it's not likely I remember what it is that I was working on. Replaces Locus of Power with Greatest Locus of Power. Explosion. Duration constant. Enemy affects troops in range. So let's do Greater Locus of Power, right? I mean, because why not? I think that Locus of Power comes with the Anvil. So we can use that. I mean, already THOREK is kind of a beast. And speaking of, how are you all finding the DLC? It's now been in your hands for, let me see, about 10 days. How are you all finding the DLC? Do you like it? Do you think it was a good way to kind of have like a final going out content add to Warhammer 2 before we get to Warhammer 3? We also did see news that said that Warhammer 3 were going to be on a bit of a hiatus from news, which honestly I think is a good idea. Partly because I'm biased, and I don't like the way that CA runs their marketing campaign. I think they give out way too much information, way too far out in front of the game. And I do think it was good that they let some of us get hands on the game and show you all that stuff. And then I think they honestly should probably only be doing some kind of like update thing, and only a little bit at a time, like once a month, until they get really close and they've announced a release date. When they get down into the final weeks, yes, then you unleash the hype train, right? You unleash it, you get people hyped up, but I worry that when you start the hype train this early, some people just get tired of it, and that you're just giving away all of your, you know, surprise and excitement. Like, you're giving it away too early. And again, I could be wrong. They have an actual marketing department. I have nothing of the sort, not even any classes on marketing, so I'm just speaking from the eyes of a consumer, and sometimes wish they would slow down. So I was pretty excited to see that they're going to slow down on the news for Warhammer 3. I think they should, because I kind of feel like it's them giving away everything they've got too early, and I don't want them to do that. I want Warhammer 3, and like, personally, I like learning a lot of this stuff hands-on, and so when they just keep showing units and keep showing units and stats and like all this, like, it just, again, it feels like it's taking that surprise and excitement out of it for the players. And I actually know a few people who were talking to me about it, and they're like, you know what, I actually just ignore all their videos because I want to learn all this for myself when the time comes. I was like, huh, it's actually not a huge surprise. I actually get that way myself sometimes. Some of you are different, and that's fine. No, you know, no hit on you. If you like seeing all their videos, then I'm sure you enjoy the way they do their marketing. Again, definitely not meant in any way to bash people who enjoy it. Glad you do. But, you know, for me, it's just not the way. I even ignore, like, some people will be like, Heir, weren't you watching their videos before this content released? So, you know, because they'll know something about the game. You know, for instance, when I'll be in early access, and people will make comments where they've been watching all the videos, and they'll be like, don't you know? And the answer is no, because I don't even watch all of Creative Assembly's videos. I mean, to be fair, I don't watch a lot of Total War videos at all on YouTube, and it's because I make my own, obviously, so I spend a lot of my time at Total War making my own videos, but then I just enjoy figuring things out on the game on my own. Every now and then I'll watch battles from someone like Turin or Indie Pride or other people, because I like to just kind of keep tabs on what people are doing with multiplayer matches, but that's about it, honestly. Like, I don't delve into Total War videos a whole lot, so I'm kind of out of touch with it, and in that regard, and I choose to be that way because I just like to experience the game myself. Now, some people may think, well, that's weird. You make Total War videos, and you make videos for people to do something you don't like. Well, I enjoy making the videos more than I enjoy watching them, which is why I end up in this position. So yeah, it is probably a bit weird, but, you know, it is what it is, and there you go. I'm being honest about it. So you all know where I'm coming from. So if you ever do seem to wonder, like, doesn't Heir watch the videos from CA? Very rarely. I pretty much watch the trailers and not a whole lot else. But yeah. Hey, speaking of things to watch, how about us tearing up Guacamole Crater? Okay, I know it's not guacamole, but guacamole always makes me think of guacamole. Yeah, so here we go. So THOREK's gonna get back into action. Just a measly, pitiful Skaven force here, not even worth our while. I was hoping to kill some rats personally, but that time will have to wait. We are going to occupy it, though.
Claim it for the throne!
And this sends our income even higher still. Now, all of my mods are now updated since it's been released for 10 days. Some of you might be like, Heir, are you using any mods? Since I started all of these without mods, I'm going to finish this batch of campaigns without mods. The only mod that I have turned on is the reduced blood and gore, because I feel like Creative Assembly actually did a really bad job with the blood and gore in this game. In fact, I need to turn it back on. I had it turned off because the unmodded blood and gore effects are so bad that I actually just prefer for them to be turned off. Now I'm going to turn them back on, and I am using just the reduced blood and gore mod. It does not have any impact on difficulty or any other settings, and like I said, I don't often play vanilla campaigns, and I will be doing that though on this one, because I am basically just looking to continue it the way it is, continue the way what you all are expecting. I'm not going to throw any curveballs in partway through on, you know, how my troops are going to, well, not that I ever use unit stat changing mods, but I guess what I should have gotten at is I usually use mods that take away stuff like the great power penalty, which is stupid, the extra upkeep you pay per army, which is just arbitrary and stupid. I don't think the player should be punished that way. There's just a lot of stuff like that that I choose to mod out because I don't feel like it adds any value to the game. Now, some people probably like those arbitrary buffs and debuffs, and that's fine, and they play with them. One thing I would hope to see in the future, personally, with Warhammer 3, is I would really like to see the... Oh, hang on. Oxiel? Wixel, sorry, is our... Oof, yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for any Rebel army to do much to Wixel. So I'm going to just kind of leave it be. Like I said, I do need to raise another army. I'll probably be doing that shortly. I kind of really like using all my money at the moment to just ridiculously pimp out all my infrastructure because we're going to be so punished for having the second army, and I'm just not in an insane hurry, right? Ah, man, they took that other Skaven settlement from me before I could get it. You lizard turds. The Altar of the Hornrat is no longer under siege, and Exlodal is no longer under siege either, so I can kind of shimmy my way back over there. Let's take a look at Guacamole Crater. It's not really set up the way that I want it to be. I'm going to demolish that building, and then I'm going to... Actually, I think I'm going to force march because I can get a little bit farther. I want to move back over here towards Exlodal, and I am going to take just a few more turns. We got a follower. It reduces Slayer upkeep. It's never a bad thing. And let's just kind of keep pouring it on with the building. I'm just going to kind of at random build basically everything that can be built for the next few turns. And like I said, just start cranking things out, get buildings churning out, and then we'll raise that army because we can and should. And if you were playing this on your own, obviously, I feel like that if you're in a tougher situation or you're just very worried about, you know, different things, I would have trained that army a lot sooner than what I did here, and would recommend to others who just want to be better at the game that you would have done that sooner. I'm just doing this because it's a strategy that I enjoy, and I like to play this way, but definitely usually a better idea to have more than one army because you can, you know, cover yourself from big attacks. It was just me kind of making a judgment call on the current state of circumstances in this campaign that I really wouldn't need that army at the moment, and I really haven't needed it, so it hasn't really been a big deal. Speaking of things to build, there we go. So Marks of the Old One is actually about to have a rebellion, and it will probably die. I'll have to retake it. Speaking of, let's take a look at the Book of Grudges and see if there's less Pick of Grungni, Keepsake, Valley, Morgrim's Gears of War. I'm just making sure we don't have any grudges in here that aren't based around these items, and we do have some that need to be resolved. I think this is the stealing the Thraki raid. So raid any region belonging to the Skaven. Should probably do that. Gives us Oath Gold and Battle Masters. And we have this Rebellion Grudge too. Crush the Uprising at Wixel. That one was just added. So we should be able to complete those and then everything else there. I just want to make sure that our grudges don't get too high and hit us with the public order and research rate hit. Otherwise, though, having the higher grudge thing's kind of good because we get a lot of slayers into our Regiment of Renown pool. And speaking of Regiments of Renown, we have access to quite a number of slayers, and then some of our units would probably off of cooldown now on the Regiment of Renown. So yeah, some of them are available. We could pull them into this army, but I may use them. I probably will pull some of them in.
What?
I don't know if we can recruit these though. Guess we might be able to. We're not in friendly territory.
Lord of the Room.
I don't know. Let's just end our turn one way or the other here, but I am going to go spend the rest of my funds on, you know, just building up anywhere else. Let's first look for any main settlement upgrades before I just go blindly spending my money like I did last term. And there are none, but I will go ahead and put some defenses here. And I think back to Colchian Plains, I'll put defenses. Hang on though, what does our trade get? Oh, gold, never mind. I'm going to build the gold mine. Normally I would put defenses here first, but I definitely want all of the money because I am a greedy little Dawi, and we always delve deep into the earth and mine all that it will give us. So there we go. Let's end this turn. I can no longer move with THOREK. And let's see what happens here. There's another rebellion. So we got 2 rebellions up right now. It'll be causing 2 rebellion grudges. We do have some Clan Scryer troops. Look like they might be trying to get around us. We are indeed going to lose the marks of the old one. Not exactly surprised there. That was pretty much as expected. I'm going to ignore the Skaven scum. Or can I? Yes, I can. Most of my stuff is pretty weak over here, but those Skaven are pretty weak too. I'm going to ignore them. I'm going to jump underground up here and try and take out the Skaven at Exlodal. We have a full-on Skaven rebellion here at Wixel. And you know what? This is probably a good time. We'll go ahead and raise a lord. We've already got a pretty solid defense at Exlodal. We have this lord who we had earlier in the campaign. Oh, I should have also gotten the thing where we could respec units, but not a big deal. Since we're playing as THOREK, and we have a Rune Lord, and Rune Lords have been improved, honestly, I don't see a whole lot of reason to even want a standard Dwarf Lord, so rest in pieces, Dwarf Lords. Unless CA made some other improvements to them that I just still haven't taken notice of. I honestly haven't even gotten to read the patch changes yet, because they released while I was on vacation, and didn't really even get to dig into them. I think immune to psychology is never a bad thing, is it? May already be immune to psychology for all I know, though. So let's get some Regiment of Renown units in here. I think the Grumbling Guard and the Peak Gate Guard are a must. So is the Norgrimling's Iron Breakers. They are fantastic. And the Grudge Thrower is fantastic artillery. And the Skyhammer is also a lot of fun, so we're going to snag it. The Dragonback Slayers are, of course, really good. And I'm going to put some Giant Slayers in here as well. So that'll be a good starting point for this army. You can see just how much cash you give up. We've given up, what, almost 4,000 gold just to have, and I say just to, some of these are very expensive units. But, I mean, you can see the kind of arbitrary hit that CA puts on you. Anyway, Wixel will be quite safe, and our army is well underway, though I don't know that I've built any major military recruiting infrastructure anywhere in this campaign, and indeed I have not. And so we'll need to take care of that as well. I was mostly just focused on growing economy, which I think makes sense given the circumstances I was in, and we don't necessarily have to fully build out the second army yet, so I don't need to get in any big hurry with it. We're going to safeguard against chaos corruption because we are Dawi, and we do not allow for said corruptions. That would be a grudging. The Skaven have been revealed, and they've been revealed to be pathetically weak, and we're going to grab another artifact here. And quite easily, I might add. And a disappointing amount of loot that alludes to Master Chief, it being 117. Alright, so let's occupy this settlement and take control. Got a crown of command there. Artifact, the Spark Gem.
Such a fine gem.
Excellent. And there are Ogre Mercenaries nearby. We do not, I might just go hire them, just have them in the pool for my other army, because the Ogre Cavalry has proven to be extremely useful. We can now reforge, because we have the Spark Gem, the Raton's Collar of Bestial Control. So we're going to reforge this. And this is going to put a Carnosaur into our Regiment of Renown pool. Oh, that's going to be good stuff. That is going to be good stuff indeed. Now this is a very Quarreler-focused army. I feel very competent against large with all those Quarrelers. So I think that I'm going to put that Carnosaur into this army. And speaking of this army, they have to beat back this trashy Skaven rebellion. Well, we have a lot of Thunderers and Quarrelers, and then I got some infantry to help out here, so I am going to fight this one just for fun, give our new Lord some experience. And of course, if at any point during this campaign you all think that we need to name units something or name a Lord something, please put that suggestion into the chat. I try to look at that type of stuff, and I love the stuff that you all come up with. You know, so just feel free, come in there. Anytime you have suggestions on things you think I should be doing better, always love those suggestions too. You know, sometimes it may just be something about how I'm playing the campaign. Other times people end up giving me really good suggestions that can just help me improve the quality of my content. And like I said, that's always appreciated. So, love the comments. Please always interact with and comment with the video if indeed you hope to see my channel be successful. Now, if you wish to destroy me and you have a good grudge against me, then definitely do not do those things, as it, would of course help me and not be recommended. Here we go. Hopefully I don't give you all a reason to want me destroyed or my channel to fail. If I do, then I guess I deserve it. Here we go. So we're going to get this one started. I do have a range advantage over the Skaven. I attacked them, though I do think that they will come after me because of my ranged advantage. Here comes my reinforcements. Let's move this other Thane up here. And he'll make for some nice reinforcements. There's some long beards with great weapons. The Skaven are going to have absolutely nothing to deal with the heavy armored and high leadership infantry that my Dawi are going to be fielding here. And I am going to bring my Thunderer line up, though the terrain here is actually quite poor for my Thunderers, so I'm going to line them on this flank, because there is a little notch here. It's not good, but it's not too bad. Let's actually make sure I get all my Thunderers. I'm going to put them on a defensive stance. And I'm going to get my Quarrelers moved into position. There we go. I believe all of my reinforcements are moving into position. I've got another Grudge Thrower, a Sky Hammer. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Got my Norgremling's Iron Breakers ready to go. I'm going to put that unit card down over here. I'll pull it back if I need to, but hopefully this will give you all a little bit wider view of the battlefield. Let's get some close-ups while we're at it. I probably don't do a great job of close-ups when I'm not doing the campaigns, but here's our new Rune Lord. Got the Norgremling Iron Breakers right here in the middle. And since I am fairly highly unconcerned with the Skaven's battle capability here, I'm not really too worried about messing up really bad in combat at the moment. Though I do need to give my Thunderers a bit of a different set of orders here. The Skaven are already making for my flank here. I'll reposition some Thunderers. Alright, let's watch my Norgremling's Iron Breakers go off. I'm going to double my Thane and my Rune Lord up on the Skaven leadership. Here comes my Peak Gate Guards. I'll get some of this up close. Peak Gate Guard are incredibly good in melee. Albeit a bit squishy because of the lack of shield. I'm going to get my Grumbling Guard, or sorry, my Norgremling's Iron Breakers into action here too. These guys will crush Skaven infantry for days. Get some more movement orders here. Alright, I'm going to back off for a second. Yeah, see my Thunderers getting some shots here. The Skaven are trying to get all the way out around behind me. This actually was a pretty decent spot to get some of my Thunderers put together. They're taking advantage of this blob and just absolutely blasting the flank of the Skaven. And unfortunately, this is going to show you some of the weakness of the Peak Gate Guard right there, where they kind of get pummeled even by cheap Skaven slave slingers. Now, to be fair, the difficulty settings probably favor the AI in terms of giving them some extra damage, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Let's bring our Sky Hammer into action, shall we? Yes, we shall. I'm going to put some bombs down in the middle of this Skaven blob of infantry and let the Sky Hammer do what it does best. I wonder if CA ever fixed this thing to where the kills for it actually count versus not being counted from bombs. Because it makes it depressing when you have a unit like this and you use it for its intended purpose and then it kind of cannot be seen. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it counts the kills properly now. Excellent. That is something that needed fixed for quite a while. So glad to see Creative Assembly take that on. Wow, our Rune Lord got beat up a little bit by that. Skaven. He had runes too that I should have been using and clearly did not, but I was more focused on getting you all some views here. So I'm pretty sure you'll forgive me. Look at this, even when the Skaven got into melee with my Thunderers, they're still not even doing all that great. Okay, let's get our two Grudge Throwers together, and let's focus on some of these Skaven Slave Slingers. See, the Peak Gate Guard's actually being worn down by even very cheap missiles, which is unfortunate. But, you know, that's just kind of the way that this game works. You don't have a shield, eventually it wears you down, and that probably does make sense. Armor does slow down, obviously, non-armor penetrating missiles like that you get from the Skaven Slave Slingers, but it is not the same as a shield, which actually blocks a certain percentage of that damage, and it clearly makes the bigger difference. Well, our Giant Slayers are going to be having a time with this cheap Skaven infantry. Don't have a rune of slowing, unfortunately. I'll put some more armor over here so it'll help those guys resist a little better. There's some regrouping Skaven in this direction that I'm mostly utterly unconcerned with. And honestly, I'm a little bit shocked that the Skaven are able to hold their morale together for this long. I do have one more bomb on the Skyhammer, and it should make short work of any remaining Skaven, should they not chain route before I get there, which I actually do think is pretty highly likely at this point. We'll see here. Again, just kind of get you some close-ups. I do love Thunderers. They're a lot harder to use than Quarrelers. They are a good unit, and I like the focus on Quarrelers with THOREK. I think it's a fun unit to focus on. We haven't seen a ton of it, and there's a lot of fun Quarreler units since they come with both a great weapon and standard variant, and you've also got Bugmans and Rangers. So I really like seeing that focus on the Quarrelers from Creative Assembly with THOREK. I find it highly entertaining. Oh good, we do get to bomb these Skaven. That makes me happy. Add to our kill count. And we'll go into melee here with the Skyhammer just because we can. I also feel like gyrocopters have a very underwhelming melee. I understand they should be a little bit squishy. I feel like their melee is very underwhelming. If you're getting hit by a helicopter with whirling rotors and stuff, and this is the Warhammer world where this type of thing is possible, I would have kind of expected gyros to be a little bit better. Wow, we've almost gotten my guy killed in the first battle too, because the Skaven Warlord regrouped and put a beating on him. That was very Heir-esque as well. So welcome back, Heir, from vacation. Apparently, I am truly back with you. Oh my gosh, the Goblobber going off, the Skyhammer going off. Not a big surprise. Alric Gunnison, lucky to survive his first battle. Maybe you all can think of a crafty name for him too, being as that I almost got him killed there. Let's see. Do we want growth in the local province? Yeah, actually, I think we do. This Oath Gold and Treasury would be good, but I have a lot of Oath Gold and not a lot of use for it at the moment because I'm waiting to have access to certain materials. We should take a look at it, though. We need to go look at the forge. So let's drink to victory here. We also should have satisfied that grudge, I believe. Or no, I think we have to fully destroy the rebellious army. So we probably have not yet satisfied the grudge. Rune of Speed is very good, and then I'd like to get Route Marcher. I think with those two things, it'll be a solid start for our new Rune Lord. To finish Hardened Armor here, even though I'm not using it at the moment, I do believe I'm using the Sharpened Weapons.
THOREK Ironbrow.
But I cannot any longer move on this turn. Our income is already back up from taking some stuff. Let's look at our building. Yep, see here we've got some upgrades that we should definitely take care of. Okay, so yeah, just kind of taking a look and seeing what else we might want to upgrade first. Typically defenses are a good place to invest, and then growth is a good secondary because we're looking to build up our settlements as quickly as we possibly can. It's in this turn. You know what? During some of the turn ends, I might look at a comment from you all. I have one here from Trantor, actually. And Trantor, thanks for being such a big supporter of the channel, too. He's got that gold Carthage badge. It says, cheers, Heir. Your videos are helping with the late nights, my dude. I'm a dad now. Gonna get the boy hooked on salt early. Well, first of all, congrats on being a dad, Trantor. And again, thank you for being such a big supporter of the channel. Yeah, being a dad is my favorite thing that I've ever done. If anybody is ready to take that step, and sometimes you'll never be ready to take that step, but hey, if that's you, enjoy it. And obviously, the same would be true of anybody becoming a mother. Although I don't have experience with becoming a mother, but I'm just saying, I imagine that the satisfaction is quite similar for those who become a mother. But yeah, having my two boys has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. They are fantastic, and this vacation was a great chance for me to enjoy it and spend some time and get to watch them have a new experience. getting to go see something like Hawaii, which is obviously not something everybody gets to do. And so I was trying to explain to him, how special the trip was and how we should really enjoy it. And we did. We had such a good time. I hadn't seen my sister in 3 years either, or her family. And that was the main reason for the rather extravagant vacation, was that we all just wanted to have some time to reconnect as a family, because we hadn't seen each other in so long. And so not all of my family could make it down there, but my sister and my brother and their families were there, as well as my own. And it was a great time getting, like I said, to reconnect and spend some time with them. We are all quite busy with life on a typical basis, and it was just really fantastic. So anyway, yeah, being a dad is great. So congrats, Trantor. Thanks for stopping to leave a comment. And thank you to everybody else who did as well, and who continues to do so. I may not answer all of the comments every time I do an episode, but I do like to take this opportunity to kind of thank someone by answering the comment on video and give them an opportunity to be called out and hopefully appreciated for their help in supporting the channel. I'm not going to need all my troops here, not by any stretch of the imagination, but I am going to go ahead and move them all up. Might as well, right? Alright, and I think I have the other 2 Quarrelers here. We'll just put together a little Quarreler stack. Got my Norgremlings up front. I have the Skyhammer ready to go. I'm going to actually go ahead and start shooting with the Skyhammer. Might as well expend its ammunition. I'm bringing up some Thunderers. I just don't know if they will arrive on the scene of battle quite in time. I'm going to back up this main line just a little. Maybe make it possible for my Thunderers to get up and get into a firing position a bit sooner. Looks like they will, though the terrain may not be very ideal here, so we'll see how it goes. Put all these on defensive stances, by the way, so they don't go chasing. I think my Thunders are... Yep, Thunders are going to get some shots. There is just a slight bit of arc to missiles from units in Warhammer 2 that use guns. It is not much, but it was enough to help considerably. Glad to see CA added that. It certainly, I think, helped quite a lot, especially after playing that Shogun 2 campaign recently. You notice a lot of that because gunpowder units are very satisfying, very fun in Shogun 2. Man, are they a pain to use sometimes. Like, you have to really work at it. I'm going to actually wait to get a few more kills with that Gyrobomber. We killed the enemy lord, though, so that ought to be pretty much it for the morale of the Skaven. And the massive gun line of Thunderers and Quarrelers here is definitely convincing the Skaven that they are filthy rat excrement, and causing them to flee the battle in droves prior to it really ever taking place. So I would say that the power of the Thunderers there was full to behold. Though again, Quarrelers have been made considerably stronger with the addition of Thorek, and I love it. It gives you a reason to use Quarrelers more, and it is a reason that I appreciate very much. There we go. Get a few more kills with the Skyhammer. Ooh, I love it. Skyhammer looking good. Now this, I believe, may satisfy the Grudge. If not, once my Lord has gained a little bit of his health back, we'll go out and put down this rebellion permanently. Let's grab another campaign here. This one from Eddie. It says, my favorite campaign to watch, better than Oxiatl or THOREK, sorry. Always the shortest episodes. Now this one doesn't have sound. Why? LOL. The sound, I think I explained earlier. The shortest is probably just more of a coincidence. I'm trying to record all of them roughly the same at around 35 minutes, which is roughly where I'm at right now. But sometimes, given my not paying attention, or sometimes I have a battle going on, or I'm trying to accomplish a certain thing during an episode, you may see the time of these vary just a little bit. And yeah, so I think that's probably why you see that be the case. Now, surely they won't kill off my Lord in an auto-resolve, would they? Doesn't look like it. Let's auto-resolve. And I do like when they change the... I'm just going to keep... actually, we've already done this, and it's going for 2 turns, so we might as well just do this one and grab 10 Oath Gold. Because we have the 2 turns of... yeah, the clan loyalty and stuff, so... Or no, that's not clan loyalty. That is something different I'm looking at. Clan loyalty is based on the number of armies. My bad. Any local effects would be seen, I think, in here, in like growth and other stuff. Yeah, so our Lord proves himself, gains some skill points. We've got 2. We're going to spend it on route marchers. And then we're going to do wall breaker, which I find to be very handy, especially if you end up in a siege where you really don't want to go fight for some reason. Like maybe you just don't have the right stuff to take down their troops inside and you really want to force them out faster. I find wall breaker to be very, very useful in that regard. Let's see here. We do have Rune Master, which reduces the cooldown. And we should probably do that so we can max out our use of this new rune magic system, which again, would love to hear what you all are thinking of the new DLC and the changes now that you've all had about 10 days to get hands-on with it. I would very much appreciate hearing your thoughts on it. Alright, now another thing I know I need to do is I need to go to my new lord. And let's get in here and make sure that we have character runes for him. Never hurts to have a bonus versus large as a Dawi, like absolutely never. The dazed effect is not bad either, because it's going to slow down anything and reduce their melee defense as well. I don't have another character rune I can put on him, so let us go into the forge since we are sitting on a crap ton of oath gold. Let's go to the character runes and see what else we might want to inscribe here. Now, having frenzy would certainly be a good thing. I mean, a ward save is never bad either. There's a ward save of 5%. In fact, let's just strike some of these because we can. And then we'll have them handy for whenever we get more characters. I think you can only inscribe them once, which is fine. They're probably trying to keep you from just using all of the most OP runes over and over and over again. And we've got a ton of oath gold, so let's just inscribe these. Help me use some of my oath gold. Now some of you might be like, Heir, why are you sitting on your oath gold otherwise? Well, I have a couple of favorite things from the Dawi, which is the Old Guard's Tankard, and then I also very much like the, I believe it's another enchanted item, though I could be wrong. The Old Guard's Tankard and the Iron Warden's Tankard. Both of these will give your single characters healing, and I'm lacking pottery and wine in order to do this. Once I get access to those, then we can use them. There we go. Now we have plenty of character runes, and we can go back over here to the details screen and deck him out. I really like Frenzy. The extra melee attack and damage is not bad. This one just gives you straight up more damage and makes it flaming. Could be good, could be bad, but then again, just like basically a 5% reduction in damage is also good. But, you know, if we ever get healing and stuff, that one wouldn't be maybe as useful as, say, like Frenzy. Let's put Frenzy on for now. See what kind of stuff we've got here for him. We could always go strike him in armor here in the Forge. I can't give him all the stuff I want, but we can give him some good stuff. So, like, having extra armor piercing and sundering, let's forge him up a Prospector's Pickaxe. I think it's an excellent weapon available to us at the moment, so let's do that. Definitely help cut through armor better since a Rune Lord isn't great at that to begin with. Now let's look at armors and kind of see what the best of. Strider and Snipe, pretty ridiculous. Snipe obviously doesn't apply, but Strider is sometimes good, as is Speed. Let's just take a look-see here. We have the Gatekeeper's Helm, which adds extra magic and missile resistance to nearby units, and I don't really think you can go wrong there, especially with another 18 armor. It's pretty redonkulous and awesome. So let's forge him up a Gatekeeper's Helm. And we'll use some of this oath gold and sitting on. And as far as talismans go, we can give him magical attacks and physical resistance, which is pretty nice. Speed and charge, not such a big deal for a Rune Lord. Reload reduction, probably not real applicable here. And as far as probably the best thing I can give him here, the Slayer's Ring is pretty good, but the idea to put magical attacks, trading the ward save, I'll make that trade here, so let's forge that one. Go back up here and go to the enchanted items and just kind of see again what's the best that we can get him out. Extra bonus versus large melee attack, again, never going to hurt. This gives, if he's losing, it gives him 20% physical resistance, which could be handy, though he won't always be losing battle. Let's go ahead and do this bonus versus large of 10. The Troll Slayers gauntlets, I think, would be good. Let's forge that. So we've got our new Lord here, and I think we have him pretty well decked out, as best we can at the moment. Give him as many advantages as we can. So let's get his Gatekeeper's Helm in there. Let's throw this Red Axe of Karak 8 Peaks in there. And then let's get this Prospector's Charge. And he's got an Iron Curse icon. I'm going to swap that one for this Troll Slayer gauntlets that we built. And then we also have some other runes here. This one's a bonus versus infantry. Let's throw that in his army. Physical resistance. And let's see, speed 20%. That would be really good on a Slayer. So let's use that one. In fact, I'll put 2 in there because we can buff up a couple Slayers. And I'm going to leave some spots open here. Ancestor Rune makes it where entities cannot die. That would actually be really good on a charge or against a... Yeah, that could be really good. Let's throw that in there too, just in case. And we'll have a unit, like if we put that on the Norgrunling's Ironbreakers, or no, the Peak Gate Guard would actually be a really good one too, because they take a lot of damage like that. So yeah, lots of good options there. So I think that'll get our character decked out, and that's going to leave me in a position where I am pretty much done with this episode. We were able to reforge that... Oh, speaking of, reforge the collar. Now we should be able to bring in our Yoked Carnosaur. So here it is. Got our Yoked Carnosaur. Pretty excited about that. And we'll put that into that other army because, I mean, at the moment, other than wanting to swap out some of these Dwarf Warrior infantry, I'm pretty decked out up here. I just don't have the buildings to swap it out. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. It is good to be back and good to be with you. I have a lot coming up, so keep an eye on my channel. I think I'm going to make a channel update video soon and just talk a little bit about the planned content over the next couple months. Streams should be coming back. My internet looks good for the time being, and I'm very excited about that as well. So look for me on Tuesday and Thursdays each week, and we'll be doing some streaming as well. HeirofCarthage signing out. I will see you soon.